Techno fans, Redmi fans, this is the one you've been waiting for. TECNO Camon 19 Pro versus Redmi Note 11 Pro. Which smartphone is better? Well, let's find out. Starting off with the price, both smartphones cost the same 165,000 Naira or $275 for the 8GB RAM version. However, you get more storage with the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, so that's an early win. Moving to the build quality, the Redmi Note 11 Pro equalizes. It has glass at the rear, a plastic frame, and the front is protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 5. Moving over to the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, well, it has plastic at the rear, a plastic frame, and the glass at the front has no protection. For water and dust resistance, the Redmi Note 11 Pro has a slight edge. It's an IP53 dust and splash resistant smartphone, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, well, it doesn't have an IP rating. So for the build quality, the Redmi Note 11 Pro wins. Moving to the external features, let me start off by saying both smartphones are 4G smartphones. The Redmi Note 11 Pro has an hybrid SIM, which means you can either use 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and a memory card, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro can accommodate 2 SIM cards and a memory card. The Redmi Note 11 Pro also has the infamous IR blaster, which comes in handy to control appliances, so that's a plus. Both smartphones have 2 microphones, a USB Type-C port, and a 3.5mm audio jack. The area where the Redmi Note 11 Pro dribbles the Camon 19 Pro is the sound output. It has dual stereo speakers that sound louder and cleaner, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro just has 1 speaker. So for the external features, the Redmi Note 11 Pro wins. Now, another area where the Redmi Note 11 Pro comes on top is in the display department. It has a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro comes with a 6.8-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 1080 by 2460 pixels. Both smartphones have the same refresh rate at 120Hz. For brightness, the Redmi Note 11 Pro has a brighter display that comes in handy when using the smartphone outdoors. For the display department, again, the Redmi Note 11 Pro wins. Now, it looks like the Redmi Note 11 Pro is winning this comparison, but I wouldn't write off the TECNO Camon 19 Pro just yet. It's time to see which smartphone has the better processor. And that one is a tricky one because both smartphones have the same chipset, the MediaTek Helio G96. For day-to-day tasks like opening applications that you use often, running multiple applications in the background, you're not going to experience any hiccups with both smartphones. They're truly fast mid-range smartphones. However, I did experience throttling when using the camera of both smartphones, and I'm going to show you that later in a bit. But first, let's run some benchmark tests to see which smartphone has the higher score. For the Antutu score, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro has the higher number. Now, moving on to Geekbench, the Camon 19 Pro has the higher single-core score, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro has the higher multi-core score. And finally, when I ran 3D Mark, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro has the higher number. As you can see, the performance difference between these two smartphones isn't large, and that's because they have the same processor, so that's to be expected. For gaming, I played PUBG on both smartphones and it ran well. The gameplay was smooth on both smartphones and I didn't experience any throttling or heating issues. Moving on to Call of Duty, I played Battle Royale, and again, both smartphones ran the game well even while I was screen recording. Now, I tested out Genshin Impact and both smartphones played the game at low graphic settings with no issues. When it comes to gaming, they're on par with each other, but I would score the Redmi Note 11 Pro higher because it has dual stereo speakers, which makes gaming more captivating. For multitasking, both smartphones have 8GB of RAM, but when it comes to virtual RAM, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro comes ahead as the RAM can be extended to 13GB of RAM, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro can be extended to only 11GB of RAM. For the operating system, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro is running Android 12, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro is still on Android 11. For software updates, the Redmi Note 11 Pro will get Android 12 and maybe even Android 13, but that will take a while. As for the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, will it get the Android 13 update? I've asked people that worked with Tecno and they said it will, but looking at their past record, honestly, nobody knows and there's no concrete information on that. A message on their official social media handles or even on their website will go a long way to make people believe their Tecno smartphone will get the latest update. Now, for the front-facing camera, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro comes with a 32-megapixel camera, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro comes with a 16-megapixel camera. For photos taken indoors, the Redmi Note 11 Pro looks better. It isn't applying face smoothing like the TECNO Camon 19 Pro. Moving outdoors, the photos captured by the Redmi Note 11 Pro again looks better. I like the skin tone it produces. The TECNO Camon 19 Pro on the other hand wins the HDR battle. It takes better pictures when the background is a little bit bright. For portrait shots, the Redmi Note 11 Pro wins. It just looks better. Overall, I like the pictures captured by the Redmi Note 11 Pro because of the saturation it adds and how the skin tone looks. Alright guys, so here's a video from the front-facing camera of both smartphones. The Redmi Note 11 Pro is shooting in 1080p 30 frames per second, that's the highest resolution, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro can shoot in 2K 30 frames per second. And also the Redmi Note 11 Pro is a little bit zoomed in, as you can see, it's a little bit zoomed in. But which one has a better audio and video quality? Let me know in the comment section below. I can't really tell right now which one has the best dynamic range. I can't tell, so yeah, let me know which one you would prefer in the comment section below. Again, this is the front-facing camera video test of both the TECNO Camon 19 Pro and the Redmi Note 11 Pro. I'm really stretching my hands for the Redmi Note 11 Pro. As you can see, it's a little bit zoomed in. So guys, which one do you prefer? Which one has the better video and audio quality? Let me know in the comment section below. Would you pick the TECNO Camon 19 Pro or the Redmi Note 11 Pro? Now moving to the rear cameras, the Redmi Note 11 Pro comes with a 108 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 2 megapixel depth camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro comes with a 64 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel telephoto camera, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. Pictures captured by the Redmi Note 11 Pro looks more contrasty and vibrant. Dynamic range on both smartphones look good and on par. Portrait shots using the 50 megapixel telephoto lens on the TECNO Camon 19 Pro looks amazing. It captures amazing details, especially when you zoom in. For portrait shots, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro using that 50 megapixel telephoto camera is just out of this world. Honestly, look at it. For night photos, again, the TECNO Camon 19 Pro wins. The pictures it captures are brighter and has more details. It makes the Redmi Note 11 Pro look bad. Guys, honestly, no contest for night photos. The TECNO Camon 19 Pro wins. Let's not forget the Redmi Note 11 Pro has an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, which isn't available on the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, and between the 50 megapixel telephoto camera and an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, which one would I pick? Well, I think I would go for the 50 megapixel telephoto camera because of the awesome pictures it captures. Alright guys, so I'm testing out the right camera of the Redmi Note 11 Pro and the Camon 19 Pro. The Camon 19 Pro is shooting in 2K 30 frames per second, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro is shooting in 1080p 30 frames per second. So which one do you think handles footage better? Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. It's a rainy day. Just fell. Dynamic range. I mean, there's no sun, so as you can see, the Redmi Note 11 Pro is a little bit cropped in. So which one do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. And now let's see which smartphone has the best stability. In ultra steady mode on the Camon 19 Pro, in that mode is shooting in 1080p 30 frames per second. So just waiting for this car to pass by. Now let's jog and see. So which one is steady? Let me know in the comment section below. Now moving to the battery department, both smartphones come with a 5000 mAh battery and I got identical usage from both of them. When it comes to the charging, the Redmi Note 11 Pro is faster. With the 67 watts fast charger, it completes a full charge in 45 minutes, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro with its 33 watts fast charger completed a full charge in 1 hour 11 minutes. So for the battery, they both last about the same time, but the Redmi Note 11 Pro charges faster, so it wins. Now, after checking out what both smartphones have to offer, the winner of this comparison is the Redmi Note 11 Pro. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys with more comparison like this. Valor Reviews, signing out.